We all find ourselves getting busy for one reason or another. Maybe it's finals week, maybe you got a big project coming up at school, maybe you got a big project coming up with your job, maybe you're having a kid, getting married, going on a vacation. Either way, you still want to play games, but you can't play those 100-hour games that you want. That's not going to stop you though. My personal favorite hobby as of late with video games, having a couple adult beverages, sitting down and enjoying in one or two settings an entire game experience. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I have 5 games that you can beat in under 3 hours. 5 great games that you can beat in under 3 hours. And this is for the busy people or the people who just want to have a full gaming experience, much like a movie, in 1 to 2 settings. I'm going to say, guys, thank you so much for all the subs. This has been a really fun month. Please keep those up. We have some small announcements coming up your way this week, so stay tuned. And this is Chris with Cohesive Friendship Unit. So right off the bat, I'm going to start with an honorable mention, and that is Journey. I know if I don't mention it, everyone's going to have pitchforks and arms in the comments. But I haven't played Journey, so I'm just going to give it an honorable mention. I know it's one game of the year. I know everybody loves it, and I know it can be beaten under 3 hours. I just got my PS4 less than a year ago, though, so I haven't quite gotten around to it yet. But it's on the list, don't you worry. All right, number 1. We're going to start with Super Hot. If you ever wanted to feel like Neo in the Matrix mixed with some John Wick mixed with some Jason Bourne, Super Hot might be the game for you, especially if you have a VR set. Basically, the gist of the game is time only moves when you move, which allows you to make these really cool, like, bullet time Matrix-like plays where you can do the impossible, and at the end, you get to watch your whole culmination come out in one big setting running at normal speed. And what's cool about this game is, again, 2 hours to beat. It has a nice mix of levels, nice variety, and it actually has a kind of cute little fun story to keep you entertained. Plus, it's a shooter, which is kind of rare for these super short games to find. And the mechanics have very seldom been seen. Alright, kicking it off, number 2. Very stark departure. This is for the chill gamers out there. This is Gree. And sometimes games just like grab you with their art. Cuphead comes to mind. Another game that I'm going to be talking about later comes to mind. But this game for me is one of the most unique. It's right up there with Cuphead and unique art style. It feels like you're in a watercolor painting. There is kind of an implied story that you get from it. There's some beautiful animation. You can beat it in... This is actually one of the longer games on this list. It took me 2 settings. I think it took 3 hours, almost on the dot. But it's a great game. There's... I don't want to call it a Metroidvania because that's not really it. It's not, like, hard. You just explore, you take in the art, you take in the music, you take in the package. But along the way, you do get new abilities, and that helps you go to new places. The objective of the game is to unlock colors, and those colors add elements into the world, which helps you progress. And here we go, guys. Number 3, Gone Home. For the narrative driven inside of us. Gone Home's one of the originals, guys. This is one of, like, not one of the indiest of indie games, but it goes way back. This is very narrative driven, but you don't have to read a lot. Like, I don't really like visual novels so much, although I did love Night in the Woods. This is not that. You occasionally, there is reading, but you're reading like handwritten notes. You read like a letter here and there. You really get, this game lives on mood. There's a very dark and atmospheric mood that's set, and the game unravels in a way that you might not expect. It's a fun ride. It's a fun story. If you like things like Metroid Prime, where you gotta scan everything and get the story from reading, you'll love this game. But that's all I have to say. It's a fun experience. Alright, guys. Next is kind of a duo. I'm gonna go with the one that I started with, and that is Limbo. This is another one where the art style really takes you, and this is also one that goes way back. This is some like original Xbox 360 indie game stuff. Limbo is a great time. It's a very dark platformer. If you like watching children get violently murdered, this might be your perfect game. Very unique mood and art style and presentation. It's kind of a puzzle platformer. Its sequel Inside is also very, very good. You could really play either or both for very inexpensive at this point. But I think the game that sets the reason this game sets itself apart in this list is it's a platformer like Grease, but it's much harder, unlike Grease. This is not a game that you just kind of walk and smell the roses. This is where you get viciously murdered again and again and again. And last on my list, last but not least, is Abzu. This is I was really surprised with this game. I got it in a Humble Bundle, and I was kind of like, well, one night, screw it. I want to play something new, and I want to play it all at once, like I said early in the beginning of the video. This is another one where the art style just like takes you away. It's great to be in the world, and it's fun to be in the world, and I would recommend anyone who just wants to chill in this world. This is honestly probably the most chill of all these games, maybe, because it is. I'd say it's the easy. It's like the most like obvious on how to progress. Even though Gone Home and Gris are also fairly easy, this is like I would say the easiest. But it has a super fun mechanic of movement. The movement mechanic's very fun. Honestly, this is a good game for someone who's new to video games. Maybe this is your first game. Actually, a lot of these would be great for that type of person. But the art takes you, the music takes you. It's just it's a fun experience, guys. Abzu is the last on my list. I want to hear down below what you guys have, because I think there's a lot of games that can kind of fit this vibe. I was thinking Firewatch was another one, but it was, I think, pushing the hour limit if I remember correctly. But let me know down below, guys. Super short but fun games that you like. And I do just want to mention this list actually, almost all of these can be obtained for very, very little money, and they're on a variety of platforms. Superhot has VR PC, Gris, Gone Home, and Abzu are on Switch as well as PC. Limbo Inside's PC as well as a few other platforms. So yeah, happy hunting, guys. I'll catch you next time.